Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the lies. Mondly is the number one language learning app that you can use today. This is not an ad. This is not brought to you by no nothing. I don't think Mondly gets the love that it deserves, but Mondly is what got me to my level of fluency in Spanish, and it's going to help you too. So go ahead and download the app. Let me tell you how I got into or stumbled into Mondly. My daughter was looking for entertainment and she wanted my iPad, but she wanted to have it. I just got her a MetaQuest, but the MetaQuest was making her dizzy. So I said, if you trade me your MetaQuest, you can have my iPad. It was a win-win. I was excited. She was excited because I never had a VR headset and it would look cool. But as I began to go through the apps of the VR headset, I ran into a few language learning apps. And I said, well, this would be a good way for me to get started. I always wanted to speak Spanish. So what ended up happening was I downloaded Noun first. And it was a gamification of learning nouns in Spanish or whatever language. And it wasn't sticking. It didn't work for me. Mondly was on sale and I decided to go ahead and purchase it while it was on sale. And it has gamification stuff in it too. That stuff doesn't work for me. But what makes Mondly special is that it's nothing but a big phrase book, a VR phrase book, or a app that's a phrase book. And I remember honestly watching this guy talk about how he learned French. It was a low quality video, no edits. And he was like, listen, don't listen to the hype. These people are trying to sell you on language learning stuff, but all you need is a phrase book. And, you know, for me, I tend to trust the lack of edits in a video because it just seems like they're just trying to give the truth to you. No edits, no looking cool, no nothing. They're just trying to give you truth. So I like those videos, and that's kind of why I'm trying to do my videos like that, so that you can parse out all of the fluff, right? So I remember that. And seeing that Mondly had what they called extensive practice area where it was just nothing but phrases. They said the phrase, you repeated the phrase. That means that you got the pronunciation. And once you got through all of the content, then something special happened. And that's exactly what happened to me. Something special happened. So, for those of you who know language learning a little bit, you know, in order for you to learn a language, you have to do 4 things: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Mondly takes care of 3 of those 4. And anytime you can do all 4 or 3 out of 4 in one session, then that is a big win for you instead of just doing 1 at a time. So with Mondly, with them shadowing and you repeating after them, you get pronunciation, you get speaking practice, you get reading practice because they're showing you the phrase, and you get listening practice because they're telling you or saying the phrase first, then you repeat it. And I spent the whole year doing that for 2 to 4 hours a day. When I got done with that, I ran into, Steve Kaufman and Stephen Krashen, and I went down the whole rabbit hole, right? So I decided to start reading. When I bought the first book of Harry Potter, which is The Philosopher's Stone, I opened up the first chapter and the grammar structure looked so familiar to me because I had been spending a year with Mondly. Anybody that is trying to say that Duolingo or any other app is better than Mondly, they have not done it for a whole year straight. I'm telling you, because I came out of Mondly with some sort of literary fluency. And when I looked at that Harry Potter, everything seemed familiar. I didn't know every word. I didn't know that I was supposed to, just be doing a little bit of unknowns. Like the whole chapter was unknown to me, but everything looked familiar because of Mondly. Okay. So it really taught me how to read to me, it was like a byproduct. I got my pronunciation right. But lo and behold, reading feels comfortable to me. So I ended up getting Google Glass or Google Translate, which has the Google Lens in it, right? And took a picture of the page, translated it into English, and then with the audio book and with the physical book, I just shadowed um, the the pages, right? So I turned the volume I mean, not the volume, but the speed all the way down to like 50%. And when they said something, I said something right after them. My pronunciation was getting right. I started reading and I had comprehensible input because even though I did not or could not read the whole thing by myself, the Google Translate was giving me the comprehension that I needed in order to get through a work that was that difficult or more difficult than what I was ready for. So I'm getting comprehensible input, and I am still using kind of like the Mondly method of just repeating phrases. And that's all that I was doing with the Harry Potter, was just repeating phrases. So it was an extensive overhaul on my reading, listening, and speaking. And lo and behold, that's actually how you want to learn the language. And if I could put writing in there somewhere, I would, but writing wasn't a priority to me at that point. So the Mondly method is what got me to my level of fluency. And I will be using the Mondly method with the Bible in order to better use this method in order to establish a quicker fluency for those of you who are familiar with the Bible. But and I believe that the Bible is the Rosetta Stone, so it is the best old school app in order to learn a language. But the Mondly method helped me to understand it from an intellectual standpoint. And that's why it's the #1 language learning app. Do not get caught up in the gamification. Do not get caught up in the Duolingos of the world or the immerse me's or the noun towns of the world. I'm sure all of those are fine. But if you want fast progress in learning a language, Mondly is it. This is Bishop D.D. Lattimore with the Metaverse Bible Study Podcast on YouTube. Listen, if you stay in this playlist, then you will understand my method a lot better. It will help you reach fluency in the languages that I'm teaching. If you do not agree with me, if you don't think that Mondly is the #1 language learning app in the world, then put your comments in the comment section below. I will put some descriptions in the description bar below, or some links in the description bar below, so that you can, kind of familiarize yourself with Mondly a little more. And but I'm telling you, straight from the horse's mouth, Mondly, 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 Mondly. All right. Talk to you later.